Hello, welcome back to another Thaliondor build video. In today's video, I'm going to give you a quick one on how to make straps for a shield. Let's get started. Okay, so let's go over the supplies real quick. We're going to need our shield in question, obviously. We're not using any glue or anything like that, so we don't have to worry about that today. We are going to use a bunch of different cutting utensils. We're going to use a box cutter like we usually do with the retractable blade. We're going to use our long knife. That way we can cut all the way through the foam. We're going to use some channel nippers or cable cutters or whatever you want to call. You can use scissors as well to cut these zip ties here that we're going to use to affix our shield straps. We're going to use some Gorilla Tape. The Gorilla Tape is going to cover up our zip ties so that they don't cut us in the marking utensil. Some kind of flathead screwdriver to drive either the strap through the shield itself or make holes for our zip ties. And then sometimes you need a pair of channel locks or some kind of grippers that you can use to grab onto things that you're trying to push through the foam. And then we're going to use Velcro for our straps, but whatever you decide to make your straps out of, you can use whatever it is that floats your boat. We're going to use Velcro, which Marcy will show you once we get inside. The first thing you're going to want to do is find out where you want your straps to go. The way I like to do it is set my shield on something like a chair and then crouch down and put my hand behind it to kind of be where I want it to be as far as this goes. Sometimes you can use a mirror or another person to tell you like, yeah, that looks good, or no, your shoulder's exposed, or whatever. And then you'll mark that with a Sharpie, which we already did. So we have some rough guesstimates here, but we'll take our Sharpie and we'll mark a little bit closer to our hand here and above it. Same thing for our forearm. This shield isn't for me, and I have kind of big forearms, so I'm going to make them a little bit smaller here. What we're going to do is take these metal rectangles, these little buckles, we're going to cut a slot for them, and they're going to sit right inside the shield just like that on all 4 locations. So we'll start with our razor knife, and then we'll finish off with our long knife. Let's do that real quick. Make sure your hand's not through the other side. And then to make sure that we're good, I kind of flip it around and cut from the other side too, just to make sure that we have that full length cut. Just like that. So now we have spots for all of our little buckles to go. Now we'll turn it over to Marcy so she can make us some straps, and we'll show you how to attach those straps.
Alright, so there are a bunch of ways you can make straps for shields. You can use paracord and make like a belt out of it. You can use an actual belt if you want, just a piece of leather if you can sew it together. You can use fabric and put some kind of closure on it. Usually only make covers, so I like to do it the super simple way. And I use this double-sided Velcro, and it's that super low profile Velcro where the loops are very low profile, so they're not nearly as scratchy, they don't break nearly as easily, so it's very durable, and I can just use the whole thing as the strap. When you're figuring out the length you need for your straps, you're going to double the depth of your shield plus double from hole to hole. And then depending on which strap you're doing, either the hand one or the one for your forearm, you're going to need to add even more. So if you're doing the hand portion, you need to add however much you need to grip. So if you got little baby hands like me, you don't need to add very much. If you got big old meat mitts, you're going to need to add even more. Or if you're going to be wearing your gloves with your shield, you're going to add more. And if you decide to do straps like the way I do them with the Velcro or fabric ones, you're going to need to add another 6 to 8 inches for the extra, because the way your strap is going to go in one side of the shield, out the other side of the shield, it'll loop over, and then it's going to double back, so you're going to need to add that extra amount. Now remember, you can always cut some off if you make it too long, but it's a lot harder to add it on if you make it too short, so just keep that in mind. So once you have your rough measurement of Velcro, I usually take about 10 inches, and then we're going to sew it on backwards. Now, I like to do the rough sides together because it catches on my sewing machine really, really bad, and it'll break my thread. So what this does is when I go through the shield and I loop back over, now the Velcro is sticking on this side, right? So you have the female side and the male side of the Velcro. And it'll look like that once it's through the shield. Now, if this is your first time making straps, I highly recommend you go ahead and try to put them through your shield to see if your measurements are right. This is the best time to do it before you sew anything else, just to get a feel for if you need to make the next one a lot bigger or smaller or whatever you need to do. So when you're putting your strap through your shield, you're going to punch it through with something. I like to use a big screwdriver. I highly recommend something that's more on the blunt end so that you don't stab through your material that you're using. So you just jam it through. And it takes a good bit of force, so don't be afraid to really punch it through. So as you can see, we damaged our Velcro a little bit, but we didn't punch all the way through, so it's fine. So your shield will go like this. This is just a size test, so we'll see how well we did. We did pretty good. Your ring after this step is going to be sewn right here on this one, so that this can feed through there and loop back around. So don't get your hair ties caught on it. So once we have both of our straps done, remember we're making two, because there are two straps. You might be thinking, but Marcy, Nico said there would be two rings. You only used the one ring. Where does the other one go? This is when you put the second ring on. It doesn't need to be sewn in. It just needs to be threaded through once we get to this step. So this one, this piece gets threaded through like that. And this one's just loose on here, like that. What will happen in the next step is these get kind of sunken down into the slots, and then they'll be tethered to other points in the foam. There you have it. Two straps on a shield.
Okay, we're back out in the forge with me instead of Marcy. What we're going to do next is create those anchor points she was talking about. We're going to use zip ties. They don't have to be this long, but they do have to be this thick. You want nice, thick zip ties, because if these break, you're going to run the risk of your straps either pulling through or cutting into your foam. There's no rhyme or reason to where you need to put these. I just kind of put them like 4 to 5 inches away from the anchor points that we're looking at, and you just don't want them to be too close to each other or too close to a corner. So something like this in here is where we want to go. We want it to be kind of 45 off of the anchor points. That way, when the anchor points get pulled in a certain direction, those anchor points are anchored to these other zip ties, if that makes sense. Now, like most things in the world, there's a couple of ways to skin a cat, but how we're going to do it is we're going to puncture the shield with this screwdriver, just a nice long flathead screwdriver. Just kind of take it where you want it to go, shove her all the way through. I already did this one, I think. Nope, I didn't. Ooh! Okay, so from here we're going to take our zip ties. We're going to feed it through with the ribs facing towards the anchor point. And we want the head of the zip tie to be at the hole that we made. Like that. And then we'll flip her over. We're going to feed it through the hole where the strap is. Sometimes it cooperates, sometimes it doesn't. If it doesn't want to cooperate, you can stop asking it to. Like that. And what we want this to do is loop through that buckle that we made, and that's what's going to anchor that guy down. So you can pull it all the way through, try to get it to the corner there, and then you can start feeding that guy through. We don't want to tighten them down all the way just yet. We'll save that for when we have all of them in, but I like to lock them in just for a second. So yeah, we'll do that 8 more times. 7 more times. I can math. Little trick of the trade is whenever you get one of the zip ties in there, you can kind of get the second one in there by riding the same space that this one made, and then just kind of slide her back over to where you want it to be. Back to the speed boost. Get in there. Yeah. There we go. Come on. Last one. All right. So now let's cinch. We want to make sure that our metal buckles there are inside the foam. We don't want the metal to be outside of the foam at all, if we can avoid it. And we want our heads of our zip ties to be as close to the foam as possible. We'll just cinch that down as best we can. We don't want to be able to get anything really caught underneath that. These bottom ones are a little more loose because they're not really attached to anything but being inside or looped around the strap itself. So you're going to have to kind of watch this one as you do it. The top one will stay in pretty good. This one you don't want it to come out too far anyway. This will help your straps not slide out. When they go to slide, say you take a big shot, you're gripping on your shield hard, it pulls a certain kind of way. When this goes to pull, it's going to pull against this metal bit instead of the foam in the shield. If you don't put buckles on top and bottom, after a while, this will start to cut into your foam like this, and then your shield will be useless. Now for all these little extra bits, you can take a pair of cable cutters or scissors or anything like that. Just cut those little bits off there. And then we're going to take some Gorilla Tape to tape over them so those little cut pieces of cable don't hurt anybody. You can also use this to kind of try to tighten it up a little bit if you wanted to do that. And I like to push the heads back towards the foam as much as I can. Alright, so we'll take some Gorilla Tape, just kind of cap off those little pieces there. Is this bit super necessary? Probably not, but if you get nicked by these zip ties, are going to hurt, so better to be safe than sorry. That's it. That's one strap shield. All set. Now, obviously, this does not fit my forearms, but that's it right there. That's one strap shield. It's on there pretty good. It's not going nowhere. So, yeah.